Thus far, Mayor Watanabe has built his mayoral term on the promise of commerce, with a bustling port bringing in goods from the sea and a sprawling dry port bringing in goods by air. But right now, the connection between them is a missed opportunity. We have one shot, one massive, all-or-nothing project to fix this. And this is it. This massive cargo train terminal is our one shot at the future. It will either unlock a new era of prosperity with a super efficient logistics network, or it'll trigger a traffic apocalypse that brings our city to its knees. Today, we roll the dice on that project so big it will define this city for generations. We're about to find out if we've grown Eneida Bay or doomed it. All right, let's get into it. Here's the situation. Down by the coast, we have our magnificent cargo harbor, our wet port, which has been the engine of the city's growth. Ships come in, unload tons of goods, and everything's great, until those goods need to get somewhere. That somewhere is our industrial heartland, our dry port, located further inland near the airport. And the only thing connecting them right now is a highway network that I don't want to get overwhelmed moving goods between Mayor Watanabe's ports. The dream has always been to create a seamless flow, a logistics superhighway, and that's what this project is all about. We're going to build the central nervous system for our city's cargo. The plan is to place a state-of-the-art cargo train terminal right in the middle of everything, acting as a bridge between Watanabe's two ports. Trains will pick up goods directly from the harbor and whisk them from this central hub, and from there, trucks will handle the final short-distance delivery to our industrial zones within Watanabe's area, or the train will continue along the Eneida Bay cargo route to the Old Harbor area, and in reverse, our factories will send their finished products back to the terminal, where trains will then haul them to the harbor for export. It's ambitious, it's expensive, and honestly, the sheer volume of traffic we're about to concentrate in one spot over the next few episodes is terrifying. If we get the road network wrong, if the trains can't keep up, we won't just have a traffic jam, we'll have a city-wide meltdown. But if it works, Eneida Bay actually would become a perfectly oiled machine. The key here is a strict road hierarchy. We can't have local traffic mixing with our industrial traffic. We're starting with a new dedicated exit right off the main highway. This is for trucks and for trucks only. The most critical feature is the terminal itself. The biggest bottleneck for cargo hubs is entering the cargo terminals themselves. To fight this, we're not going to use a simple intersection. Instead, we're building a one-way system. Trucks will flow in from the Eneida Bay Highway via a basic parkload, which I will modify from the intersections provided to us in the base game. From there, they'll enter the terminal directly. The exit is on the other side of the terminal, which will then feed back into the one-way loop, out to the highway, and throughout the dry port and wet ports in general. There's no cross traffic, no stopping. It should just be a conveyor belt for the trucks. Next, you can't just plop down a cargo terminal and expect trains to show up. The game is a lot smarter than that. The first, most critical step is building a rail yard. This is the building that actually lets cargo trains spawn into the city. Without it, our expensive new terminal would just be a very large, rather sad-looking sculpture. So we've tucked one rail yard away in the old harbor already, got it powered up and watered and everything. But I want to future-proof our train capacity by adding a second rail yard to this area. First, it's a rather nice and bulky decoration, perfect for this large expanse of land. And second, this way we can increase the train volume on our cargo routes and hopefully move even more goods about Eneida Bay by cargo train. Now for the main event, the terminal itself. Location is everything. It needs to be close enough to the industrial zones to make truck journeys short, but also in a direct line with the cargo harbor for an efficient rail connection. I've scouted out this large flat expanse right here. It's the perfect buffer zone. We have room to build and, more importantly, room to expand. And trust me, we're going to need it. We're placing the main cargo train terminal building, and to do that, we're going to create what will probably be our last port gate. We're also immediately hooking this into the cargo terminal at the airport and the regional track. This is our foundation. Now we just need to actually connect it to the rest of the world. terminal with no train lines is just an empty warehouse. It's time to build the arteries. This is the most crucial part of the entire build. We need three key connections, one to the outside world, one to our cargo harbor, and a system to make sure they don't trip over each other. First, the connection to the main regional rail line. This is non-negotiable. This line lets us import goods to our city and export our surplus for a profit. Next, and this is kind of the whole point of the project, the dedicated line to the cargo airport. I want to see if this will be a game changer for our vehicular traffic. Every container that moves by train here is one less truck on our congested highways and our roadways. Kind of just within Southport itself, probably. However, the downside is this is a horrendously short distance for a train, which makes this experiment kind of even more intriguing. How significant will the effect be on the vehicular traffic? Big? Small? Or will we simply trade our vehicular traffic for a congested and expensive rail line? With the core infrastructure in place, it's time for even more capacity and a little bit of character. The base terminal is a good start, but it won't be enough for long. We're upgrading it with some extra warehouses to double its internal storage. This gives us a much-needed buffer for when big shipments roll in, but we can do more. Around the terminal, we're zoning a large area just for standalone logistics building. We'll place several storage yards here to act as bulk overflow. This is where goods that aren't needed right away can be stored, freeing up space in the main terminal for high-priority stuff. Now for the fun part, the detailing. This is the stuff that makes the city feel alive. We're using asset placement tools to fill the space with life. Rows of shipping containers, stacks of logs, large industrial cranes, fuel tanks, and a handful of 6x6 generic industrial buildings. We'll line the rail corridors with fences and add some park and road maintenance buildings if we have enough space. Alrighty, the tracks are laid, the roads are paved, the warehouses are ready. Everything is connected. There's nothing left to do but turn it on. We're unpausing the game, and now we watch and let it all begin. The first train appears on the horizon, rolling into Southport. It glides into the terminal on its dedicated track and pulls to a smooth stop. The cranes swing into action, unloading its cargo. At the same time, we see the first trucks peeling off the highway, flowing smoothly down the new road and onto the one-way loops. There's no hesitation. They enter the terminal, grab their loads, and are back on the highway in minutes. The struggling industrial zones are thriving. We took a massive risk, concentrating such a massive logistics hub in one place, and with careful planning and a whole lot of concrete, it paid off spectacularly. The entire Southport didn't just break our city, it actually completely redefined it. This was another monster of a project, but it sets us up for a future of growth and prosperity. The question is, what's next? With 2 episodes left in his term, Mayor Watanabe plans to continue to boost Eneida Bay's logistical strength with increased production. This means more factories, more storage, and possibly more traffic. If you enjoyed watching us tackle this logistical beast, let's see if we can get this video up to 25 likes to appease the almighty algorithm. And be sure to hit that subscribe button for more city building. Thanks for watching, and until next time, I hope everyone has a phenomenal week.